Hi, my name is Itzik Maoz, a Senior Solution Architect with Lighthouse. I'm going to present our Higher Education Minerva solution for cognitive course selection. This solution is aimed to help students get an individualized course list that takes their different needs and preferences into account. This, in turn, will increase student retention and even can be leveraged to attract more students. Let's look at some of the challenges and opportunities in the context for advisory and course selection. One of the core issues is the ratio of student to advisors. And in some institutions, a student-advisor meeting is limited and is all about logistics. Of course, this is where there are many students per advisor and multiple choices of courses and degree requirements. Some of the degree are very straightforward. We named our solution Minerva for the reasons that you can see in this slide. I wanted for a moment to define what we mean by cognitive solution. So here we go. Cognitive, having to do with thought, judgment, or knowledge. It's a process that us humans go through when trying to make sense of the stimuli around us. Similar to humans, cognitive field in computer science describes technology platforms that, broadly speaking, are based on the scientific discipline of artificial intelligence and signal processing, and include natural language processing, machine learning, text analytics, audio, and vision processing. In the context of our solution, the cognitive part of Minerva is trying to match courses with student preferences articulated as unstructured text. The solution is using IBM Watson for things such as personality insight, natural language understanding, and IBM Watson Discovery services. As part of the process of developing the product, we use an Agile type process with IBM design thinking, where we try to better understand the personas that are going to use the solution. This is an example of an empathy map, where we try to better understand what a person thinks, feels, etc. Now let's jump right in and review the solution. In this first screen, I'm going to log in as one of the students. Now I can see my selected courses and some other rank suggestions. This is a result of my previous visit to this web-based application. What you can see here also is that every course, either selected or ranked, has an overall match score. What does it mean? Overall match score is a combination of all the scores based on my preferences. Let's see what are the types of preferences I can use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my profile. Here you can see some of the preferences I can input to the system. The first one is an unstructured text-based input about my academic goals, my aspirations, my strengths and weaknesses, and so on. You can also see class size preferences, location preferences, class type. Now we are going to go ahead and see another type of preference, which is the schedule preference. Here I can input the time I'm available for taking the courses. You can see the transparent boxes are the time frames, and you can also see the courses I already selected, how they fit into my calendar. I can go ahead and add more or remove others. One more option here is the personality insight page. And in this page, I can get a glimpse into my personality as analyzed by Watson Personality Insights. This analysis is based on the essay that the student submitted when applying. For instance, you can see here that in the spectrum between being concrete and philosophical, the student scored very high on the philosophical end, and maybe not as modest. Let's log on as a different student. Let's look at the preferences, and especially on the unstructured text preference. Here we have a very short description, so we can showcase some of the concepts found in the course descriptions. So you can see that the first paragraph is dealing with disadvantaged populations. And also the second sentence is actually taken from what Melanie here found in her personality insight. Keeping that in mind, let's go back to the course selection. And let's look at the course description. You can see here that all of the other criteria are pretty perfect, and there is some match with the course description. And you can see here some concepts that are similar to what Melanie had looked for. So you can see here children with special needs, which is a concept matching to the disadvantaged children that she wrote in. Now Melanie can go ahead and, if she wants, add this course to her selected courses. This can be interactive, and she can add courses to her selected courses, remove them, and so on, until she's happy with her selection for the upcoming semester. Then she can submit for review and talk to her advisor about her selections. Coming back to our PowerPoint presentation, I just wanted to touch upon the architecture that we were using here. So this application was created using the IBM Cloud Platform and written in Node.js, and we used Node-RED GUI interface, which is a simpler interface to create applications without much need for programming. We use database to store our information on DB2. And the services from Watson, as I've previously mentioned, are natural language understanding to extract concepts from the student's description, personality insight. At this stage of the application, it's helping the student choose what personality characteristic they might want to include in the goal. In later versions, we plan to automatically add that information to the selection criteria. Discovery is a service that allows us to cognitively search all the courses and score each course based on concepts. There are many enrichments in the Discovery service that can return scores for entities, content hierarchies, sentiment, relations between concepts, and more. Here you can see a query that returned relevant courses. Watson Knowledge Studio enhances Watson Discovery for specific domain or subdomain with relevant entity types, dictionaries, and other linguistic rules. It uses human annotators and other annotators such as machine learning to train Watson. Thank you for watching. For further questions or to see how this can be applied to you, please contact me or my colleagues. Goodbye.